Hey there, it's Sunday morning, and I just released a video on building a new in-feed and out-feed table for my planer. And that's kind of something that was overdue. I've been planning to do that for about 4 years, actually. And I decided yesterday afternoon, because I really didn't have anything that I had to do at the time. I said, why don't you go out and do that right now? You can get that. You can set a challenge for yourself to get that done today. As in, finish the project and finish the video and get it out for tomorrow morning, being this morning. And I did it. Yeah. The old one was still good, but like I said in the video, the problem I had with it was the length of it overall. I thought the length would have been okay, but when I built it, this is the piece that I had. I just had to rip it to the correct width, and like that's as long as it was. So I didn't have any other material. Now, a couple of years ago, I bought 2 sheets of melamine to use as background for photographs, and that was a good idea, kind of, if I could leave it set up somewhere. But moving those sheets around has gotten, well, it hasn't gotten any easier, let me put it that way. The table is around 54 inches long from front to back, and that gives me a good, I think, around 24 inches on the outfeed side. I don't need a long infeed because you're always standing there guiding the work through. I don't see the need for that, unless you're planing big stock. Right? Then it'd be a different thing. So you might be saying, why would I do that? Why would I take off the metal tables and put that junky melamine on? And, well, I can cover a problem that I had, especially, well, not especially, but in the winter, when I was using that planer originally, the feed rollers would slip, and they'd make a black line on the thing where it was slipping, where they were turning on the stock. Because the bed that's on that planer is too high friction. It grips the material as it's pushing it through. And this stuff is a lot slicker. It goes through no problem. I've never had a slippage problem with this. And this is not just an issue with this planer. I had the same problem on the one that it replaced, the one that I took apart around 11 years ago. And then I bought this one at that time, and the first time I used it in the winter, it started to slip, and I said, wow, this is not good. So I built that table, the in-feed, out-feed table, and that solved the problem. So yeah, it's better overall. If you're in a shop like I am, that's not heated too much during the winter. Like I've said in many videos before on this channel, I heat the shop up to just 5 degrees Celsius in the winter, and that's to save money. Also, I'm not out here every day, so it's kind of a waste. It would be a big waste, actually, to come out, like to heat this up to something close to room temperature all the time when I'm not out here. So yeah, I got that done and out of the way, and a project out of it that I finished in very little time, and I got the video out this morning. Should keep people happy, sort of. I don't think the video is going to do particularly well. It might be okay. Probably won't. You know, got 1.15 million subscribers on this channel. And you would think there would be no problem to get, you know, views on your video as it releases, even like especially when you're not releasing them every day or every week, or even every month lately. But no, you still need to engage in the clickbait in the title and the thumbnail. Otherwise, they're not going to see the video. And so I'll talk about clickbait again briefly and point out that clickbait is not the result of us creators. Clickbait is not the result of the machine that is YouTube. Clickbait is the result of you viewers. And I know people don't like to take the blame for anything. I'm the same. I don't like to be blamed for things, but you're to blame for the clickbait. Because if you don't put it there, if we don't put it there, you won't watch it. And if you don't watch it, then YouTube doesn't recommend it. It's as simple as that. So it comes down to you watching the videos. Now I know right about now, a lot of you are reaching for the keyboard to type in, well, I watch all your videos. Anyway, I don't need clickbait. I get turned off by clickbait. Well, yes, and I acknowledge that. There are people that watch every video, but there are also people that respond to clickbait. And it's obvious that they do, and it's obvious that it works, because it does. I mean, all the evidence is there. And I've been saying this stuff for, I don't know, 5, 6 years. Okay? So, yeah, you're responsible for the clickbait. You're the reason. It's not the YouTube algorithm. It's not the creator being deceptive, although he can be with the clickbait. But like I said, well, I didn't say this, but it can double back on you. I think I did say that actually in the last video, that it can double back on you. You don't want to be too obvious with the deception and the clickbait. Otherwise, the viewer knows and he gets miffed. He gets pissed off and he stops watching. But the time is here, and you know, I've made a couple of videos like this myself where the creator is going to think of the clickbait title and the clickbait thumbnail and then make the project or the video to match that. I think that the way it works best is if you've got someone that you're working with, someone that you can bounce ideas off of back and forth to come up with the best clickbait, you know, to be most effective. And that goes for the title and the thumbnail, you know, someone you're working closely with, or, you know, more than one person. And I think that's where the bigger creators are going with it. If they want to be, like, continue to be successful, they got to up the clickbait game. And yeah, that's kind of where I'm falling down with it because I'm not bouncing my ideas off anyone. I'm just trying to think of something. And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Most times it doesn't, actually. So, yeah, come up with the clickbait. Like I say, they're going to be coming up with the clickbait idea, coming up with the clickbait title, coming up with the clickbait thumbnail, and then making the video that fits with all that. So you wind up with something just based on getting people to click on the video. Okay, what else have I got going on? Well, I've got another project this coming weekend, another smaller project, shop project, that I'm going to get done for next Sunday. So you have that to look forward to on my main channel. And also I've got a bigger project in the works, a pair of stools for my kitchen island. I came up with what I think is a good design. I was watching some show or some movie, and there was this seat in a bathroom, and this is where I got the design idea for the stool. It's a very, well, simple looking, but the complexity is the curved seat. So, and I didn't want to go too fancy, right? Now the joinery for the legs and the stretchers and all that is going to be through mortise and tenon that are wedged, and then the wedges will be a contrasting color. So it'll all look very fancy in that regard, but it'll be a simple design. The legs splay out 5 degrees, side and front and back. So nice and stable. The seat itself is fairly large. I didn't want something that looks wimpy or weak. I wanted something that looks substantial, because when you stand back and look at the island, that looks substantial, and the rest of the kitchen does too. It's a very masculine, you know, powerful looking kitchen. Also, I mentioned before that I was building a new pair of speakers, something I'm calling my coax array, and I've already posted one installment video in that build on my audio channel. If you're interested in that topic, you can go check that out. There'll be a link in the description. If you're not interested, if you're not going to watch the videos, then I ask you not to subscribe. But if you're interested, you can go and watch it and see. I'm not making demands. I'm not saying you shouldn't subscribe. I'm just saying it works out better. Because what I did with that channel was I changed it from my second woodworking channel, which I did, you know, odds and ends on, to audio. And that made it so that most of the viewers, well, most of the subscribers are not watching the videos anymore, but they haven't bothered to unsubscribe. So they're still getting the videos served up to them in their, you know, home feed or whatever, and they're not clicking on them, and that's telling YouTube that this channel's not making good content that it should be recommending. So yeah, that's a bit of a problem with that channel, and it's something I've been trying to overcome by trying to pull in new subscribers. But my usual contrarian nature, saying things that some people don't agree with, might, you know, push more people away than pull them in, you know? So yeah, I don't know. Damned if I do and damned if I don't in that regard. I should have, from the beginning, started a new channel, and I probably would have been much further ahead. After 3 years, almost 3 years. I think it is full 3 years since I changed that channel over to that. So anyway, like I said, if you're interested in it and you don't know about it, you can go there. The link is in the description. Check out the videos that are on there. Even the older ones, they're still on there, the older woodworking ones. Like if you've only subscribed to me, or if you only come on YouTube over the past year, you've missed all those 2 years, 3 years actually, you missed all those videos. And there's like, I don't know, at least 300 on there that are kind of alternate woodworking, in that they're not projects, but they're more experiments, or, you know, side cut type things where I'm showing something or doing something, or maybe talking about something. But yeah, more woodworking, in other words, than you're going to find on this channel, which is just my talking channel.
And as I sat watching the intimate and highly personal video, stolen only hours earlier from one of my best friends, I realized that something important was missing from my life.